Loktargar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite orc mercenary. It's time for another orc mode workout. And yeah, as I said yesterday, I'm going to start just slowly bringing the squat weights back up. I had dropped them down a little bit because I've been worried about cutting. But I feel like I'm kind of getting used to what I'm doing for my squat form right now. This version of low bar I've gone back to just trying to do basically the same version I was doing when I built up to 485 every day, but just trying to keep my elbows down a little bit more so that I don't get that tension and that stress on that old injury in my bicep. And I think since I'm not doing heavy weighted chin-ups with a supinated grip, I think I'm hopefully going to have that whole situation sorted. I think if I just maintain this squat form, I'll get my squat back up eventually to where it was. It might not be till after I'm done cutting, but I'll eventually get it back up to where it was and then further from there. But yeah, I went ahead and bumped it up just a little bit more today just to, again, start getting a little more weight on the bar. Because again, tension and weight and everything else does matter when you're losing body weight as far as retaining muscle mass. That's really kind of your take homes there. When you're losing body fat relatively quickly, if you're not going to use a bunch of drugs to preserve muscle, because obviously that's the easy answer. You can just blast a bunch of drugs and go on 1,800 calories, or you can protein overfeed, and try to maintain both as much tension as you can handle, meaning weight on the bar, total workloads, and get enough training volume to try to stimulate muscle growth, or at least enough to hold on to the muscle that you have. All right, and by trying to stimulate growth, that is how you maintain what you have. So there's a lot of factors involved, and that's just what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to continue to do that. We're doing a heavy single on my big lifts, followed by a back off 5. And then I'm just doing, like I said, singles for the hook grip deadlift or triples with the double overhand. And keeping those fairly light because, again, at this point, deadlifts are hard to recover from. And until I'm eating more, I'm just not going to be able to pound away at heavy deadlifts. So I'll keep working grip strength, keep working technique, and still have a little bit of weight on the bar. It doesn't have to be heavy. I don't need to be hitting 550 all the time. I can work with 425 and stuff like that. Be fine. Again, while on this cut, because I'm doing other big lifts to maintain, but just picking my efficient movements, But yeah, the squatting actually wasn't bad today. It didn't feel that heavy. My benching felt tougher today, and that's what happens when you cut, I was holding the 335 every day for a while just fine, but that was going to be too much, I've noticed, as I'm cutting. So it comes down to, how much chest strength and pressing strength can I hold on to? And there's going to be limits to that, There's going to be limits to that. But you know what? If I get down close to 200 pounds and I can still hit 315 every day on a close grip, I'll consider that a success, because that means that I will have, in some ways, gained a little bit of strength. Because I covered that before, that if you're even maintaining weight on the bar on the bench press while losing body weight, you're technically gaining strength because you're probably moving the bar a slightly further distance. You have different leverages. That's considered perfect. If you can do that, that's ideal. So that's our ideal, and hopefully that's what I can do, to at least be able to hit 315 most days when I've dropped another 15 pounds of body fat from where I am now, or 16, or even 20, because I've got 20 pounds of body fat I can afford to lose still. All right, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. I'm not, and my DEXA scan's not. I've got easily 20 pounds of spare body fat laying around I can get rid of. So that's what it's going to be about, guys. Becoming a more efficient lifter, not just can I become as strong as possible? Because, yeah, I could keep bulking and become as strong as possible. Hell, if I don't care about health, I could just throw in a bunch of drugs and get stronger too, I could eat D-bowl and pizza all the way up to some pretty serious numbers. Or I could care about my health and say, okay, let's get efficient. Let's get my body weight down. Let's get my body fat down to a very competitive level for a strength athlete, Figure out where I really need to be in terms of body weight to be an efficient lifter. What's going to give me my best Wilks score? Things like that. That's what's going to be healthier. That's what's going to be healthier in the long term. I'm a master's lifter now. I'm in my 40s. You've got to look at the long game. And that is one I've got to look at. I want to be strong when I'm in my 50s. When I hit 50 years old, I want to be stronger than I am right now. And I want to be healthier than I am right now. You know, and that's the point of all this too. I want to be stronger and healthier than I am right now in my early 40s when I reach 50 years old. And I think that's a worthwhile goal. And that's the sort of goals we need to be looking at, all of us. You know, those are worthy goals. I mean, if you want to talk about being in the gym and training, how's that for a worthy goal? When you reach the next age bracket, your next decade, to be stronger and healthier than you are today. Both of those. Not just one, not just stronger, not just healthier, both. Let's reach both. That's the sort of example I need to set for people. I mean, I'm sitting here with all these subscribers now, all these views. I feel like that's the example I need to set for people. I think I have an obligation to set a better example than I have been setting. All right? I have a moral obligation to do that. Moral obligation. You know, there are people who actually follow me and listen to what I say. I need to be given advice and setting a good example. You know, and the fact that I haven't, that's one valid criticism that I think people have had of me historically, that I will accept and I will agree to. You know, people are right. That's a valid criticism. You call this a fitness channel, but you haven't really promoted ideal fitness and health. Okay. That's fair. That's legitimately fair criticism, and I'm trying to do better because I know that criticism is right. All right, that's how we accept criticism. When you know criticism is valid, you have to decide. You know, are you going to take that criticism and do something positive with it, or are you going to ignore it? I think in that case, I want to do something positive with it. But yeah, the hook grip deadlift went okay. Went a little heavier today on these weighted pull-ups. I've got to get used to doing these weighted, and I'm not going to lie, doing actual rep work with dead hang pull-ups with any weight at all, even just this pair of 10s. Man, that's tough when you're my body weight. That's actually harder to me than doing those 100-pound dead hang chin-ups I was doing. To be honest, doing like actual reps, doing like 5s, even with this little 20 pounds, that feels harder than the chin-up I did with 100 pounds from a dead hang. You know, not the first couple reps. That 5th rep. Yeah, so I've got room to grow here. And that's good, you know, find my weaknesses. I feel like this is a weakness for me. Train it. Get better at it, you know. That's what you do with your weaknesses. You train those weaknesses. And that's one of those that I look at and say, okay, I'm cutting, but I can get stronger at this. And if I can improve my neuromuscular efficiency at this lift, then I can also, when I start eating more again later, I can gain muscle from it, from that strength that I've gained, right? Because those two go hand in hand. I mean, I'm not terribly weak at these. I'm 227 this morning. Throwing another 20 pounds on there, that's what, 247 from a dead hang for 5. I mean, that's not terrible. That's not weak. But it needs work. Now, my chin-ups for a single had gotten pretty good a few months back. But this is, you know, pull-up. A little bit different of an exercise. And I think especially that dead hang, you know, it's like having to restart from that dead hang. It's tough. And I like it, though. It's challenging. That's why I like it. I feel like it really works a tremendous amount of muscles in the body. And it feels just challenging. It's just hard, you know, especially doing the dead hang. And that's why I'm doing it, because I like it. I feel like it's really working some stuff. And my arms seem to have grown. So, you know, that's all good. And you guys saw this clip earlier. This is one I put up with Nova barking, or he's growling at me. I put this up separate because I thought it was amusing, because he's growling at me. You could barely hear it on the camera, but it was there, like right when he goes to sit down. You won't hear it on this one because I've got it muted now. But that's funny stuff. So I finished off with a set of dips. I increased the weight slightly on these. I didn't count reps because the dog distracted me. I have no idea if I did 5 or 6 or whatever I did. But it's a good working weight, I think, to be in the rep range I need to be in. So that's what I did. That's what I did, guys. So this finishes up the workout. So I hope that it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.